Yeah, I'm working for education since the last 11 years in Hong Kong. I belong to Parham Central Primary School and many students are here. And I know you from very long, right? सबैजनालाई हार्दिक स्वागत छ आजको हाम्रो कार्यक्रममा र हामी दुईटा भाषा प्रयोग गर्दैछौँ किनभने हाफ हाम्रो गेस्टहरू पनि इङ्ग्लिस स्पिकर हुनुहुन्छ हाम्रो प्रेजेन्टेसन बाइलिङ्गुअल अनि तपाईहरु सबैजनालाई हाम्रो कार्यक्रम 2 बजे सुरु हुन गइरहेको छ अनि केही मेरो विद्यार्थीहरू स्टुडेन्ट्सहरू आएको छ अनि सेकेन्डरीको स्टुडेन्ट्सहरू आएको छ अनि टिचरहरू पनि आउनुभएको छ in this small workshop there's many teachers from different schools, secondary schools and primary schools, and also some education activists, Purkha veteran and journalists. So last year also we have done this workshop over here. So this year also continually we are trying to do this kind of workshop more and more. And we have a different speaker. So ladies and gentlemen, let me start this program today. Actually, we are focusing on the Gurkha history of 200 years in British Army. We're working, our people, our forefathers, they were working since last 200 years in British Army. So we are trying to talk about this one. Especially our fundamental project is to harness Gurkha history to the mainstream history of Nepal. Gurkha cemeteries standing all over the world. 149 countries they have cemetery, and the Gurkha they fought in both war, First World War and Second World War. So today the cemeteries all over the world is our testimonies to us that Gurkha sacrificed their life for cause of war. Actually, we don't have any benefit to our country also. We are not so poor. Can we imagine 200 years before? We no need to do anything, right? We have such a beautiful land to work. But our forefathers, they went all over the world and they fought for us, for the war. So to inform people around on the eve of Purkha Divas, to observe silent prayer to those who died during the last 2 centuries. So we started Purkha Divas in Hong Kong. It is the process of integration towards in the mainstream societies in Hong Kong. Like our main societies, our fellow people, they have a Chiming festival, and also our children, they're born in here, they're trying to grow in here, they're getting knowledge, they're getting schooling over here, so they are familiar with the Chinese culture. And also we also have our Gurkha cemetery over here. So we started, me personally, I'm here, Mr. Ahmad is here, Mr. Rai, our chairman, is here, Mr. Kimting is here, they are Gurkha veteran, and also we are the activists. So our teachers, many teachers, they help us to start this event since last 10 years. So this year we are going to celebrate again on 5th of April. Purkha Divas खेलाची तरिकाले सुरु गरेको होइन. म आफै पर्सनली कुरा गर्नुहुन्छ भने गुर्खाको बारेमा एक्टिभिस्टहरुको मेरो कलम सुरु गरेको पहिलो मेरो आर्टिकल, पहिलो मेरो फिचर नै गुर्खासँग थियो. सो म काम गरिरहेको थिएँ. पछि गएर हाम्रो अमोजीहरुसँग भेट भयो, हाम्रो एकराज दाइहरुसँग पनि भेट भयो. सो हामीले यसलाई स्टार्ट गर्यौं किनभने हाम्रो ठाउँहरु हामीसँग थियो, समाजमा बिजोग भएको थियो. त्यसैले हामीले सुरु गरेको. अनि हाम्रो भेटरानहरु, हाम्रो वार्ड भेटरान सबैहरुसँग हामीले कुराकानी गर्दै गयौं. र हामीले के कुरा गर्न खोजिरहेको छौं भन्दाखेरि गएको 200 वर्षमा हाम्रो गुर्खाजहरु in last 200 years of Gurkha service in foreign countries, why it is necessary for them to enlist in the army, casualties in the First World War and Second World War. Me personally, I'm one of the editor to publish books. Samadhi is one of the more than 5th episode we work. Amadji and me personally work for books, and we publish the name list, the casualties name list, during First World War and Second World War. To know about this one, हाम्रो साथी सबैजनालाई थाहा छ कि यो फेलासी थिएन, वास्तवमा हामीले मेहनत गरेको थियौँ। दीपक सरको कन्ट्रिब्युसन धेरै छ यहाँनिर, अमरजीको कन्ट्रिब्युसन धेरै छ, पछि हाम्रो साथीहरूको कन्ट्रिब्युसन धेरै छ, नराङ दाई अनि हाम्रो अन्य दाजुहरूले यसलाई हामीलाई प्याकिङ गर्नुभयो। हामीसँग लगभग गोर्खा हिस्ट्रीको बारेमा लट अफ हामीसँग आर्काइभ छ। हामी काम गरिरहेको छौँ कि हाम्रो शरण मामा जस्तो महानुभावहरू अहिले लिभिङ लेजेन्डहरू हुनुहुन्छ हाम्रो हङकङमा। I'm sorry because I'm taking little more time because I'm also getting some more guests, so I'm going to speak more. So मेरो स्टुडेन्ट्स, मेरो भाइ बहिनीहरू, मेरो दाजुभाइ, मेरो टिचर साथीहरू, somehow राम्रो कुराको लागि हामी जुटेको छौँ। तपाईँहरूले कति आफ्नो कामहरू त्यागेर आउनु भइरहेको छ र हामीले काम गर्दैछौँ। हामी आइडेन्टिटी क्राइसिस स्टेजमा छौँ। We are facing identity crisis in Hong Kong. तर to stop this identity crisis, we must work for our identity, and we have to ask our government, we have to ask our teachers, curriculum developer, and education system. Only we have an obligation to work for children, to let them know their identities. त्यसैले पनि आज हामीहरू विद्यार्थीहरूलाई बोलाएर गर्नु परेको छ, नत्र त 20 वर्षपछि हाम्रो मान्छेहरू मास्तिर डाँडातिर मासु पोली खाँदा हराइजाने चान्सेसहरू बढेको कारणले गर्दा हामी आफ्नो तर्फबाट गरौँ भन्ने एउटा सानो प्रयास हो। हामीले गरेर पुरा इतिहास बोक्ने कुरा पनि आउँदैन, तर हाम्रो इन्टेन्सन त केही त हुनु पर्यो। त्यही भएर हाम्रो नानीहरूलाई सबै तपाईँले जान्नुहुन्छ, तपाईँको स्कुलमा पहिलो टिचरले के भन्छ, यो नट टिचर, the living history is in Hong Kong. It is called Gurkha Cemetery. So this is the beautiful region, I can say, to know more us, to know more our children. So our teachers, they have a good intention these days. They are trying to address your presence, your existence. You are not the troublemaker. You are the sacrificed to build up Hong Kong legacy. So we have to know. I used to ask our curriculum development officer, can you find anything, the history of the people who sacrificed for Hong Kong? If you go to visit our history museum, you cannot find even single words. Maybe. And also you cannot find any information in your LS. You can find in your GS. So we have to know all this one. So teacher must open the eyes, ears, and need to be more creative to know more. And I found that many Nepalese, you guys are fighting all over Yunnan, Jordan, and many more places. I know you have an identity crisis. One. So it is bad that you guys are doing something, but please try to study and dream little bit more higher. And many students now these days, you guys are talking about the advocating. Our societies, they don't know. They just belongs to this place, but they're just entertaining, having BBQs and more. So we have such a big crisis around the societies as well. But as a youth, as a teacher, we have obligation to know more something and to do something good. Let's try. Okay. So I know. One of the Sumi is here. Where is Sumi? Yeah, Sumi was about 7 years in Hong Kong. I used to carry her and carrying a small bag. I remember now she's in Purkha and higher. She's advocating about the education and so on. I had a dream. At least you will identify. And some of you are doing such a good work. And this all happens good in Hong Kong. Because all the colleagues, all the friends, you guys are working, not just only for salary, also working for community. For salary matter, if I follow them, if I just keep asking them, if I become a yes man, I can earn much more higher than you guys as well. तर हामीले केही गर्नुपर्ने छ, त्यही भएर हो मैले अलि बढी समय दिएँ, किनभने केही पर्खिनु परेको थियो अनि हामीले गरिरहेको छौँ। र अब हाम्रो मामालाई बोलाउँ, हाम्रो Adharniya Mama, Major Saran Limbu. Let me explain in Nepali first. Saran Mama जस्तो मान्छेहरू गोर्खा आर्मीमा 1 जना 2 जना 5 जना 10 जना मात्रै पाउन सकिन्छ। शरण मामा जस्तो पोर्साल हामीले नामसिंह थापाको बारेमा सुन्यौं, यसपालि हाम्रो शरण मामाको बारेमा सुन्दैछौँ। गोर्खालीहरू ब्रिटिश आर्मीमा सबैभन्दा हायर र्याङ्क भएको गोर्खा मेजर, and he is a Gurkha major. Starting from boys, Praveen, how old are you? 14 years old. Sumi, how old are you now? 17. Suresh, how old are you? 11, right? So Major Saran Limbu started his boys army life in 14 years, right? So 14 years ma उहाँले आफ्नो जीवनको करियर सुरु गर्नुभयो। बोयबाट सिपाही देखि अलि माथि maybe a lot of blood in hand, success really hard. Gurkha major. हङकङको जति पनि एक्टिभिटिजमा मेन स्ट्रिम सोसाइटीमा युनिभर्सिटीहरुतिर अरुतिर टिभी प्रोग्रामहरुमा मेजर शरण मामालाई हामी सधैँ देख्न पाउँछौँ। He was a district councillor candidate. He worked for Hong Kong. You can see higher ranking as a major. He did serve in Hong Kong. Suppose Major Saran can contribute his young, productive age in Nepal. He was here. Why he was here? Even we are asking the similar question to Nepal and other countries. So, even in British. So, Saran has many tales to tell us. For 1 hour is not enough. Maybe हामी फेरि further धेरै कुरा गर्छौँ। धेरै फोटोहरू हामी देख्न पाउँछौँ सरणमा। तपाईले कल्पना गर्न नसक्नेसम्म काम गर्नुभयो। कतिपय कुराहरुमा हिजो आज हाम्रो एजमा हाम्रो हुनु त मेरो डम सर एकचोटी उठ्दिनु न। डम सर he was doing education, he's a teacher, but before he was here, म चाहिँ retired lieutenant colonel from Indian Gurkhas. The same road उहाँले सरले आफूलाई स्टप गर्नु भएन। 20 years सर्भिस पछि राम्रो युनिभर्सिटी युकेमा पढ्नु, हङकङ युनिभर्सिटीमा पढ्नु। Now he's here working for kids. But why? केही त मिसन गर्नु पर्यो नि। घरमा गएर वा पोखरामा गएर घोडा कुदाउँदै गाडी कुदाउँदै लटको कुदाउँदै शरण मामा आज यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ। हामी सबैजनाले एकचोटि शरण मामा आउनु भएको छ। हामी म स्कुलमा पनि भिजिट गराउँदैछु शरण मामालाई, तर यहाँनिर he was here today, so to pay respect, can we stand up please? सबैजना so and put your hands together for Saran. Thank you very much. Have a seat, please. Thank you very much. So let's welcome. And later on, we have a 2 section. The one section is we listen to him more than 40 minutes, and after that we listen to Dr. Dhiraj, our good friend, teacher, activist, and also he has a different project to tell you. And this is the warm up for 5th April for Purkha Divas. Okay. So this is. Thank you, St. Joseph Church, to providing such a good workshop, and we have a similar interest and a similar topic to work, a similar cause. So thank you, St. Joseph, for providing such a wonderful environment. Many members are here because of St. Joseph as well. So thank you, Saran Limbu.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, as you see here, my some sort of information here. Okay, Major Retired Saran Limbu, that's me. And Limbu is my surname, okay, for you. Right. And the photos hung on this over there and here. Actually, it speaks itself. Okay, and white and black and white, mainly they are the ones you actually have to understand how the life of how people can be seen in their training exercise or in war, because their dress and here are dressed like different, and you actually compare with the peacetime, activities and then the wartime or the exercise. Okay, so there are difference there. Right. Okay, I actually come from. I was born in Nepal, in the hill region east of Nepal, and my father fortunately was serving in the British regiment, British Army, and he had a tour, a company tour, family a company tour, and I came with him. And the first time I stepped on Hong Kong soil was at the Hong Kong Park. And my first education school started there. And I was 11 years old, because there were no schools in the place where I was born. So only later the schools were introduced there, established there. So we had a difficulty there, and luckily I was very fortunate. And coming to Hong Kong was a strange twist of my fate, and that actually helped me to decide my destination, which started started my life and the odyssey of my life. And I started there on, and I had only 7 years schooling. Because of my family, we must, whatever means, preserve our history, and I don't know how to publicize. Okay, and one thing that I find it important is to have books associated with the Gurkhas in the library. Okay, and that is, I think, from libraries, people will visit there, find there, and probably learn little by little. So, whatever means, we need to publicize who the Gurkhas are. Okay, who are the Gurkhas? And remember, you are all Gurkha descendants. Okay, so you must remember your great-great-fathers, whoever, your father, your great-father, your great-fathers, whoever in the army. Okay, so you should be proud, and we will try. We should try to maintain the history. Okay. Right. Right. I will take any questions you have now, please.
Yeah, thank you, Major Retired Saran Limbu. Many students are here. Maybe I'll be the moderator if you have a really questions. I sense more likely TEDx, right? Such a wonderful experience sharing. So students, if you want to ask the questions, or even guest teachers, you can ask him. Yeah, put up your hands, then I'll type for him. Anybody want to ask students first? You can use both languages, even 3, 4, no problem. Any question you want to make? Recount? Yeah. My name and just stand up.
Yes.
Yes, my name is John, and I want to ask you that I want to know more about your family now, like your love life or your children's.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, such a good question.
All right.
That,
My family, actually, I had 4 children, 2 daughters and 2 sons. Now they are not in Nepal, except the wife is there. Children are all out of Nepal. One actually expired in UK, youngest son. So I have one daughter and son-in-law in Hong Kong. One, the youngest daughter and the son-in-law in UK. And one son who is doing the cardiologist MD in Australia. So he is now on his 2nd year. And unfortunately, the last son, the youngest son, died in the UK in 2006. Yeah.
Any other? Yeah. सोध्न सक्छ विद्यार्थी भाइले.
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Wyman. I'm from the Chinese University of Hong Kong. I would like to know the you are in army,
Yeah.
and then what kind of language you use in army, and what is the relationship with the British officers?
Right.
And then will you have any time to practice your own culture, like the Nepali culture or Nepal's culture? Yeah.
Thank you. Right, very interesting question. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. Yes, you must understand this. The language we use in the regiment or the battalion, in the army, in the Gurkha army, is that our own Nepalese language. Whenever the British young officers join the regiment, they will just keep them about 1 or 2 months with the soldiers, just to know each other, getting the feel. Then they will be sent to Nepal, to again to learn the culture, traditions, etc. there. And when they come back, then they will attend their course training, language training, about 2 months, and they will be tested at the end. So, I mean, as you might know that some people are very fast picking up, they pick up very fast, and some are crazy. And I can, I remember I was with them, those who were very good in language, in our language, very good. They were dancing, singing, So the cultural side, yes, we do celebrate the sign. The sign is the main festival of the year, and we used to actually chop a buffalo in the, until 75, I think. Thereafter, I think they stopped,
Which moment you miss more?
The war is different. War is only two solutions there. Either you die or either you live. Yeah. So actually, it's also associated. Yeah. Because in the field, in the peacetime, when you do training, you have to be very serious. You have to understand. You have to adapt accordingly.
Okay, maybe that's it, right? Thank you, Major Saran Limbu. Thank you so much. Maybe have a seat.
Thank you.
And those persons, they represent from the Hong Kong generation, right? The first generation of Gurkha descendants. Yeah, you guys also belong to Gurkhas in the family link. Okay, thank you, Saran, Major Saran Limbu. He's a retired major. So let me invite our friends, good friends, and very active teacher, friend. Actually, he's a doctor, actually, medically MBBS. Yeah, he has done in China, and he was working before with Mahavir Pune as well. Such a Dr. Mahavir Pune in Nepal, like telemedicine, and really in our group, and he's such a talented person. They are doing such some project as well. So let me invite Mr. Dhiraj Gurung. What we have planned. He inspired must actually these days, and many people they don't know. Even our Dr. Dhiraj Don in his life. So, but I know him very personally. So he's a most talented, inspiring person in our friends in our generation. Oh, younger than me, of course. Thank you. धीरज सरले पनि आज केही भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ अनि केही कुरा गर्नुहुनेछ अनि just for this is not talk, just only for maybe simple introduction or something. Then after that we will take the group photographs maybe. Then we will have a meeting and then we will dismiss. That's it.
Namaste, everyone. On the occasion, warm-up for the Purkha Divas, right? So next week, most of us will be going to the cemetery. And today, what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to talk about a small project that me and my fellow friends are doing this one in Hong Kong. And this one is because I want to remember not only mine, but also I want all of us to remember our roots. Right? So before I start, can I ask like how many of your parents, like father, grandfather, grandfather was in Gurkha? Anyone? Can you raise your hand? Okay.
Do you understand?
What if I know him also? Right? That's all. Hey.
Please don't go to Mr.
त्यसको बाजे बजे सरी बाजेहरू बाबाहरू अन्त भन्दै बाजे पनि बाबाहरू कोही लाउरेमा हुनुहुन्थ्यो ओके सो यो चाहिँ हाम्रो लागि सबैले सम्झिनु पर्ने कुरा के हो भन्दा चाहिँ ओके सो today okay I try to point the location. Okay, this is the location where we are now. Okay, but then this map is from 1970s or even before than that. And there's okay, it's not clear, but then there's a name of the camp where our grandparents used to be. Okay, so there's Casino Line, Tamil Line, Gallipoli, Salwa camp and everything. So this is the place where my grandfather was also. And then talking about my grandfather, I have only one photo of him. Okay, his number 21, 13, 44, 98. Okay, I think older than Major Saran Limbu. Okay, and he was 17 years old when he joined the army. Okay, and then it was 1951, and it was 1954 when he came to Hong Kong. And he was on the 6th Gurkha Rifles. And when he came to Hong Kong, okay, it was a different Hong Kong there. So like Mr. Rai was asking the same thing, okay, there were no trees, it was red hills only. So basically there are so many jobs to do, protect the land, but also do something within Hong Kong. And what I did is that, it's not only for me, but what I found last year, I was on a trip, I mean not on a trip, that kind of trip, but then I was, as my part of my job, I was in the hospital and I found one old ex-Gurkha army. Now this army, he had lost his eyesight, but he's still working as a cleaner at the pit, okay, which is sad. But also at the same time, I asked him not to work because you're old, okay, and I found that he is also from the 6th Gurkha Rifles, okay, which I found more connection. I look at him, he's old, but he's also working. But the job that he was doing was not related with what he is supposed to do, right? And it was not only dirty and dangerous, but also it was kind of, I feel, he was losing his dignity. Dignity was passing, right? Right? Okay. So I always look at my grandfather and all the Gurkhas and I was like, wow, such a dignified person. But then I feel like, wow, one army and you're doing this one, I didn't feel good. But then many people in Hong Kong didn't know about Purkha. Okay? And then I wanted to talk about it. So I'm talking about it. And when I went to the university, okay, Professor Waiman is here, and only I found his paper about the Nepalese in Hong Kong. And sadly, that was about Laude ko Chora Chori and drugs. Okay? Which is really bad. And I felt really bad when I was talking with Professor Waiman. I mean, like, because no one is talking anything else about Purkha. And he was the one who was doing research on Nepalese community, which is good. But then the topic really made me feel bad because that is the reality. Okay? And then I decided, no, I need to talk about Gurkhas, I need to talk about my roots, and also I need to talk about who we are. And I'm happy that I found some of my friends who are helping me to do this project. And I'm going to introduce my here, Anson. And also Catherine is there as well. Okay, and we have two more Nepalese friends, they couldn't come here today. So Anson, can you please come and split your part? So Anson is helping me for this project as well. So that's all from my side. But before I go, I want to request one thing. If you have your father or grandfather who is still here in Hong Kong, and if you have any photographs of them, okay, when they were in the service, it would be very great if you can come to me, let me know, okay, so that I can take the photo, listen to their story, and come up with this project. And why? The reason is that because, as I told earlier, and as you have heard earlier, we can't find anything about Gurkhas and Nepalese in Hong Kong. And sadly, there's nothing in the museum as well. So I wish, and I really want, our stories to be taken in the museum of Hong Kong, and there should be something, okay, that people can go and see, oh, Hong Kong had a history, and this history, there were Nepalese in Hong Kong as well. I want people to talk about it. So let's take it out of this room, okay, out of this cemetery, and all the people can see. So, Anson, can you please continue part? Thank you. Dhanyabad.
I'm also a typical 80s generation in Hong Kong, and I love photography, and now I'm doing some digital marketing industry. And while I'm here today, I would share some personal thinking about the project of the photography of Purkhas in Hong Kong. And as Dhiraj told me the story of his grandfathers, and I think it was quite a surprise for me because this first time someone tell me his dream is to promote his history of his races and let the people know why they're here in Hong Kong. Because every people around me is thinking of earning money in Hong Kong, so it's very special for me. So I think it's an interesting project. I want to help him or engage. And for me, what's this project to me? What's the meaning? Because for me personally, it's more than a photography project, but this is a project to show the identity recognitions. Because I hope the people know more facts about the Nepal or the minority in Hong Kong, so that the people can understand the background and where they come from, so we can reduce any discriminations and misunderstanding, and they can treat more better and treat more fairly in Hong Kong in the communities. And so we can, I hope we can do through this project to achieve the two objectives. First, to let more people or Gurkhas to share the stories and some things they remember, and then we can use in the way of visual art photographies to remember these groups of people to serve Hong Kong, so that we can understand more. And thank you for everybody. This is all finished for my sharing.
Anson, thank you. Thank you, Anson, and thank you, Dhiraj, thank you, teachers. Such a wonderful time, and we are trying to bring this one to our level and higher than this. We now in Hong Kong, every time actually partly I run my online radios and some blogging, blog writers and so on. I used to ask them, they always, talk about the culture. It's just only dancing, eating, going to Monkey Hill. I tell you one very, story. That I passed through all this. I belonged to one organization before, and then every 6 months we go to Taimosan to play a big drum. Big drum. To dance, to enjoy. That is part of our culture. Maybe that is our richness, and that really belongs to us. But sometimes our level, more than 17 years to 20 years we are there, but we never come back down. So this kind of project, even in our local friends, whenever, whatever, they just talk. They talk about the dancing only, this costume only, but we are not trying to build up the real software. And we are not really trying to find the integrations process. So everybody facing I know that even Hong Kong is facing identity crisis time, but we are more worse than that. We don't know who we are, so we have to find out the real roots, and we have to educate the people. We are not living very in short time. We are not going to be finished, but we must know something else and more than this. So to do this project, thank you, Marina. Marina, please stand up and say thank you. And put your hands together for Marina. Marina is doing such a great work among the schools and our teams. And thank you, Amarji, doing such a work. And he's working more than 18 hours. Last night he called me about 1 a.m. So I was a little bit angry with him because how come he just disturbed me about 1 o'clock? But he was working, I understand. He's working for slides and so on. So he's working more than 18 hours per day for our future. And I know him since 2005 and working for.
So you have to spread that message to your friend. And after you know who we are, then you can see forward what we have to